So I get asked all the time, and I also see it posted all the time, how can I get my Focus ST to X amount of horsepower? Most people are looking for 300 horsepower, some people are looking for 400, and then a few people want to take it all the way to 500 horsepower. So I wanted to make a video series that will answer the question, how can I get my Focus ST to? So before we get started, I do need to issue a little bit of a disclaimer, and that is that 300 horsepower on the Focus ST is kind of a roundabout figure. The stock turbo on the Focus ST is absolutely maxed out at 300 horsepower, and so it's really going to depend on the day, the dyno, and the weather that determines whether or not you actually hit 300 horsepower. Some people may only see 280 to 290, and there's been a handful of people that claim over 300, and we've actually seen that here on our dyno. But it is very rare, and it is not something that we are saying everyone will get exactly 300 horsepower. So just wanted to say that before we get into this. Now that I've covered the disclaimer, there are two ways that we recommend to get to 300 horsepower on the Focus ST, if 300 is your goal. So the first way, and my preferred way, now that I've tuned a bunch of these, is the Garrett PowerMax Turbo. Now, this is not a stock turbo. It is a slightly bigger than stock turbo, and it allows 300 horsepower on the Focus ST much easier than what it would take to do so with the stock turbo. You actually need quite a lot less parts in order to get there. In fact, here are the parts you need. Access port, intercooler, turbo. You can do this on 93 octane. You don't need ethanol to get to 300 with the Garrett PowerMax. If you do decide to go with ethanol as well, you can expect another 20 to 30 horsepower, and that's going to get you into that 220, 225 range most likely with the E30 blend. So if you don't want to change the turbo and you want to get to 300 with the stock turbo, then you're going to need all of this. You got intake, downpipe, intercooler, access port, of course, and you're not going to be able to get there on 93 octane. You're especially not going to be able to get there on 91 octane. You're going to need to do like a dual fuel tune or at least run the E30 blend so that you can get to that 300 horsepower mark on the stock turbo. With the octane limitations for 93 octane and 91 octane, the slightly smaller stock turbo will not get you to 300. But with all the bolt-ons and an ethanol blend, you can do it. Ultimately, the price comes out pretty close to the same, with this actually being a slightly cheaper route because you don't need the dual fuel tune and because you don't need all the parts. This can get to 300 horsepower with the stock downpipe. It can do it with the stock intake, although I do recommend replacing the filter for a little bit higher flow air filter in the stock air box. But still, you don't need as much to get there with the Garrett PowerMax. So no matter which route you decide to go for parts, if you come see me with either of these options, we'll be able to get you to that 300 horsepower mark on your Focus ST. We'd love to take care of your tuning. If you have questions about parts, because we know there's no exact box option for everybody, we're happy to answer your questions, and we'll be glad to get you taken care of at edgeautosport.com. Be sure to subscribe to the channel because the next video is going to be how to get to